Hey everyone, I am like squatting right now in front of this camera because I'm doing like a DIY that requires me to stand. I am doing a Valentine's Day DIY, and it's really just a DIY that requires three things, maybe four, for you to buy. So first you need to buy some white chocolate, then you need to get yourself some marshmallows, and finally you need to get yourself some dowels. The fourth item, which I do not have with me currently, is little food coloring, preferably red because red can make red and pink. And then these are just a few things you're going to need in your home. One of which I did not grab, but a bowl to mix, obviously. A vase. I don't have a vase with me that is like short enough for these dowels, so we're just using this little cup as a replacement. I would get longer dowels, especially if you're doing it in a vase, because then it would fit better. And obviously you need a mixing spoon, so that way you can mix everything together. So what we're doing for this DIY is we're making little marshmallow bouquets. About a year and a half ago, for senior year of high school, I actually made little Valentine's Day like gifts for someone to give to their significant other, and I made them marshmallow bouquets. And the marshmallow bouquets were like really cute, and a lot of people got them for me. It's just really funny for me to like think that something so simple as like a marshmallow bouquet was like so highly requested for me to like make for people to give to their significant others. But yeah, so I thought I'd just share this little tip with you guys because it was really cute. Like, I remember for one of them, I put it in like a coffee mug because the girl liked coffee. So it was like a coffee mug with like the bouquet. It was really adorable. And then she also got him one, but she didn't know he got her one, which is so cute. But anyway, let's get on with our first step. The first thing you're gonna need to do is obviously, so I'm gonna stand for this. This is why I told you guys I needed it to be this high. So first things first is you're going to like take your little white chocolate and you're just gonna pour a generous amount, depending on how many you're making. Obviously, a bouquet would consist of 12. I am going to make 6 of these today, so I need to pour a generous amount of white chocolate. So it's going to be about this full. This is about half a cup because this is no way this is a cup, so it looks like that. It's not even like fully in the bowl. It's like less than a third of this bowl. And now you just have to microwave it for about 30 to 60 seconds, just until you can see that they're soft enough for you to mix with your spoon. All right, so after that it's melted, so I put it in for about 60 seconds, and then it was a little thick, so I just added a little tablespoon of milk, so that way it'd be more smooth, so I could cover the marshmallows easier. And then I added a little bit more white chocolate and mixed it into the warm mixture because it was a little too runny for me, and you need it to be thick enough for our next step. Our next step is going to be to open the marshmallow packet and open the wooden dowel packet. So you can use basically like your teeth. Scissors would be the best choice in my opinion, because that's what I will be using to open these packets. So obviously I don't need to give you guys a tutorial on this. So you just cut it open, and I cut a tiny little hole because I need to reuse all these wood dowels. I'm not using 50. And then you need to cut open your marshmallow bag like so. And then the next step is so easy. You take one wood dowel, you take a marshmallow, and you just stick it right down the middle. For mini ones like this one, I would recommend that you do 2, but for the longer ones, which I did last year, I believe, I actually used 3 because the dowel was about this long, so it would fit in the little bouquet. So obviously uncovered, this is what it's gonna look like all the way around, like really adorable. So next step, you can either dip it right in. Make sure that you keep mixing the white chocolate mixture so it doesn't harden, because then you'd have to microwave it again. So this is our white chocolate. You see how oozing it is? So I'm literally just doing this. And what happens with this is, obviously I'm not going to be doing much with it, but this one is going to be a completely covered white chocolate lollipop bouquet thing, you could call it. So what I'm doing for this first one is I'm covering it completely, so that way when it hardens, it's kind of like a white chocolate shell, and the inside will be like the marshmallow, which is so good, guys. It was so good. And once that is done, I will show you guys 2 other ways you could decorate these. Obviously, all of these will be done in white chocolate for today because I did not grab any food coloring, but you guys can be doing these in multiple ways, such as combining 2 of the ideas I will give you guys today to make a really cute bouquet. Alright, so this next idea is the drizzling idea. For this one, you'd need a fork instead of a spoon, which is great because I'm using a fork. And as you can see, there are like 3 holes inside of a fork. So if you guys have ever seen like pre-made bouquets, then you can see sometimes there's like little details on top of like the white coating. Sometimes there's like little colorful like pink or red kind of like tying using white chocolate. So this idea is basically using the fork because you see it only comes out through one spot. So you have to quickly do this because if you don't, it's going to look like a hot mess. So you have to twist your marshmallow so that way the one string that's coming out of the white chocolate can coat it just as though it is doing that string-like detailing. And it's really simple. It's probably the simplest of all of these ideas, although I believe that doing this idea is like super easy for all kind of bouquets because honestly it's like just white chocolate and marshmallows and a dowel. So you can be as creative as you want and like as messy as you want. So I don't know if you guys can see it, but this is what it looks like right now with me like messily doing it. Obviously, I would say keep rotating when it's done, because if you don't keep rotating it when it's done, then what's really going to happen is that it's going to start having like drip marks like what's happening right now. So when you're doing this, rotate it consistently so that way it can go all the way around, and then once it's done, place it down on a mat like I did with the previous one so that way it can cool on that surface. The final of the 3 is going to be a combination of the first 2. So once again, you take 2 marshmallows or 3 depending on how big your bouquet is, stick them right in there like so, and then you cover it one time with the white chocolate. So for this part, it might take a little longer if you're doing a combination of the 2 that I showed you, because this one requires you to make the first layer, let it set, and then add the second layer over it as like the cute, really like easy design. So for this step, we're just gonna let this get covered up all in this white chocolatey goodness because so good. Guys, it's going to taste delicious at the end of this, so just wait for it. I would make sure that you stick your dowel somewhere in the center just in case, because it will be a little heavier, so that way since it's a little heavy, it's not really gonna, how do I explain this? It's not going to like be sturdy unless you like remember to cover the bottom with like white chocolate coating, because it's important that you cover it completely, because you see right now it's at the very edge, so when it dries that stick will like not rotate the marshmallows as much. That's just like a little fun fact. Actually, my hair's a mess because I'm walking around the entire house working, but I actually just found some red icing. So if you don't have food coloring, icing can work perfectly. So here's like 1 dollop of that red icing, and if it would drip down, that would be great. So just 1 dollop of that red icing, right? And then you close it, obviously. So as my chocolate is cooling, on my marshmallow, I'm actually just going to mix in some of this red icing and see if it could give it some more color. So 1 dollop was not enough to coat this little white chocolate bowl. So we're just gonna add a second dollop right now and see how pink we can get this to look. So it can be a true Valentine's Day color. So as you add these dollops of red icing or red food coloring, you can see the colors start to tint and change into a red or a pink, depending on what color you're using. And what that does is just changes the color to make it more Valentine's Day feeling for your significant other. So as I mix this in, I hope that our marshmallows are almost done, so that way we can immediately just take them out and put the little coating over it to see how it's gonna look. Oh my goodness, guys, look how beautiful this little baby pink is. Like, honestly, this is so cute. So this required like 3 little dollops, actually 2 big dollops, because all I really did was squeeze until it stopped coming out, and then I mixed it up, and that's how it came out. And it's really pretty. Honestly, guys, it's so pretty. Like, you guys can't even see it because of how bright it is in this room, but it's such a nice color. I really like this. It's really gonna pop out against like the white chocolate because it's just like plain canvas. That's why you use white chocolate when you're making these, just so that way any pop of color you add looks so great afterwards. After 30 minutes, if this camera would focus, thank you, it should come out looking like this. There's going to be some excess, obviously, so I would say for the excess you can cut it out, like, or just melt it off. So now let's get on and add this little light pink detail work. So it's going to be the same thing. You just go all the way around, and as you go around, you can like move it back. Let me get this on screen for you guys if I'm good at it. Honestly, I'm not a baker. My grandma and my aunt are professional bakers. I am like a baker for my friends and teenagers. I bake a lot for my friends, and I bake a lot for my family. But I never really bake a lot outside of that because I don't have a degree in this and I don't want that to cause an issue. But well, let's see if I can focus this camera on it. Oh goodness. Oh goodness. Okay. So this is what it looks like. It's not perfect because, again, not a baker. But as I said, this is like homemade. This is like a gift you can give to anyone for Valentine's Day, and it takes maximum an hour, only because you need to put it in the fridge to cool for like 30 minutes. So that was the final little marshmallow. So I'm actually like scared to like let it drop into this cup. So I'm just gonna like close my eyes and let it drop. That's the scariest part, guys. That is the scariest part. Like putting it in the vase. I'm just like, please don't break, please. Like I like panic and like. So, these are these 3. It's really simple, as I told you guys. I'm actually going to do one completely covered in pink as well. And then I'm going to put all of these in the fridge, and I will show you guys what they look like in the end after these 30 minutes of cooling. And that will be the end of this video. If you guys like this video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And, like, tell me if you want me to bake more. Honestly. I am so low right now. What is happening? Guys. Okay. So anyway, if you guys like this video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I hope you guys come back for our next Valentine's little idea. It's going to be really simple, and I'm not going to spoil it here. So I'm going to leave. Bye, guys.